Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. I I had the funniest conversation, with the Negro naysayers, but some of the people who actually cheer for black people. So we got the good and the bad. We got those who believe in black power, those who don't, those who believe in white supremacy, those who don't. And let me break this down for you. So one of the things that I concluded, that I decided that I believe in terms of this whole conversation about Kaepernick, Jay-Z, Eric Reed, and everything else, is that we're having the wrong conversation, right? Right now we're having the conversation of Negro acceptability, meaning the NFL, has basically done the standard divide and conquer on black people in terms of saying, look, we'll deal with this Negro, but we won't deal with that Negro. This Negro's acceptable, that Negro's not acceptable. And it's up to you to decide whose side you're on. Are you team Kaepernick or you team Jay-Z? But here's the thing. Kaepernick and Jay-Z used to be on the same team until this went down, right? Until the power of white supremacy had the ability to divide them with this deal that's going on. So here's the thing. We need to end that. We need to end the plantation fights and start figuring out how to own the damn plantation. And get rid and have no slaves on this plantation. And what do I mean by that? Well, while everybody's talking about, getting a job with the NFL, partnering with the NFL, being a part owner of a team with the NFL, you also have the option of starting your own sports league. Why can't we start our own league where all heroes from our community are respected and accepted for their points of view? There's no reason Kaepernick should be banished for speaking up on behalf of dead black men. There's no reason for that, right? And so my point on the matter is to say that all this is kind of silly, and these sorts of conversations wouldn't have happened if we still had the Negro leagues, right? If we owned the league, then Kaepernick wouldn't be a villain, he'd be a hero. Kaepernick wouldn't be an outcast, he'd be on his way to becoming a team owner one day. He'd be he'd be the face of the league. And so, my argument is, are we as black people not at least considering what it looks like for us to own our own sports league? It doesn't have to just be black. I mean, anybody can play in it as long as they know, how to treat people with decency and respect, and so, Jay-Z can start a league. Jay-Z can start a sports league. If you could be a part owner of an NFL team, you can start a sports league, in my opinion. Especially your Jay-Z, his wealth is well beyond $1 billion. It's not just $1 billion. That's his personal wealth. His social capital, added to his influence, added to his network, added to his ability to obtain financing, is probably well above the $50 billion mark, meaning that he can get on the phone with 100 multimillionaires tomorrow and raise, billions of dollars and make this thing go. He can get on the phone with banks and leverage and put up some money for his own investment, but leverage that by getting banks to step on board. He can get corporate sponsors to step on board. When you're in that space where you are that much of an iconic figure and that much of a respected legend, and that many people love you and that many people know you, corporations are begging you to take their money. They're begging to be a part of what you're doing. I went down to South Central in Inglewood and went down to this music studio where these super producers are building what it looks like is going to be a $20 to $30 million facility in South Central, right in Inglewood. And the guy said, I said, this looks expensive. And basically, I'm not going to tell all his business, but the way the corporate sponsors were lining up to just give them millions of dollars just to have their logo on the building was insane. It's absolutely insane. So here's my point. Jay-Z could start a sports league. Jay-Z could be just like he started, it's not Spotify, the other one. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the music streaming service. I don't know why I can't remember the name of it right now, but y'all know it's just like Spotify, except it's called something else. I can't remember. But anyway, just like he started that, he could start this. And if he doesn't want to start it, somebody else could start it. Get some other $100 million, $300, $400 million entertainer who has a network that's massive. See, his personal wealth is not the issue. It's his network that makes the difference. That's what would give him the capital to do it. Now, here's the thing that kind of pissed me off a little bit. When I posted this on Instagram, I had a lot of people who got it, who saw the vision. But then I had the Negro naysayers. Well, Doc, you gonna put your own money up? It's easy for you to talk about what he gonna do with his money. And I say, absolutely. I invest a lot of money in black-owned businesses. Why wouldn't you invest in black-owned businesses? That's the best investment that there is, right? I'm a financial expert. I have a PhD in finance. Investments in communities with huge opportunities like the black community, where there's a tremendous amount of social capital, yet not enough liquidity. That's the way people like Warren Buffett make tons of money. It's like the best investment opportunities in the world are in the black community because y'all don't invest in yourselves. You're undercapitalized, partly because, not just because white folks won't give you capital, but because you won't give yourselves capital because you don't believe in yourself. So yeah, I do invest in black-owned businesses. And yes, if Jay-Z called and said, hey Doc, we need you to put up some money, I'd be like, look bro, I don't have $1 billion like you, but what I got, you got. Let me tell me where I need to sign to be a part owner in this league that you have. The other thing I heard Negro naysayers say, well, that's a lot of money. That's too hard. You can't. Why are you gonna put that on him? It's too hard. So what I did was I went back and I grabbed the history of the NFL. Since y'all believe that white people are just magical, y'all believe in white boy magic, y'all believe white people are magically superior to you, I looked it up and said, how did the NFL get started? Well, the NFL got started, and it wasn't mostly white guys that did this. It was actually Jim Thorpe was one of the first leaders of the organization that created the NFL. Jim Thorpe was not just the first president of the organization, he was a player in the league. He was a player. And I guarantee your ass, he had far less money than Jay-Z has today, even if you adjust for inflation. Jim Thorpe and a bunch of guys got together and said, let's create our own league. The cost to buy an NFL franchise at that time was about $100. $100. So anybody who was allowed could walk up and buy a franchise in that league for $100. Now NFL teams sell for billions and billions of dollars. So this league was not started by a bunch of mega millionaires. This league was not started by people who had more money than Mark Zuckerberg. This league was started by some people who had a vision, people who believed in themselves, people who could see what could be created in the next 100 years if they had a vision that was bigger than 1919, 1922, 1920, whatever it was. The NFL started about 100 years ago. And you see what it is now. And it didn't just get big yesterday. NFL been big for about 50 years. So black people, I need y'all to just kind of have a little bit of vision and think about what you have right now. And imagine if we start some things right now, whether it's a sports league or anything else, what can that be in 50 years? What can that be in 100 years? In 1920, people saw the year 2020 and they said, we don't got much now, but this can be something special in 100 years. So what can you start now that will be something special in 100 years instead of you always trying to tag along with whatever the white man built for his family? Like seriously, I think that's just kind of weird to me. I don't like it. It's strange. And I tell you, if it's one thing that annoys me, it's black people that have no vision and black people who are white supremacists. If you believe that white people can invent a sports league like the NFL and that black people can't do the same damn thing, then you are a white supremacist. If you believe that black people are better off because one Negro got into the major leagues and we killed the entire Negro leagues, well, we controlled the athletes, we controlled the businesses, we controlled everything in the Negro leagues. Wouldn't have been no Kaepernick versus Jay-Z debate in the Negro leagues because the Negro leagues were run by black people. So if you are a person who believes that white people can create sports leagues and black people cannot, then you probably need to unsubscribe from my channel right now because you, sir, you, ma'am, are a white supremacist. White supremacist is somebody who believes that white people are fundamentally superior to black people and that white people can do things that black people cannot do. So do I believe that Jay-Z can start a sports league? You're damn right I believe he can start a sports league. I believe there are a lot of people in our community that can start a sports league. Ice Cube got together with some investors and started the Big Three League. That's just one of many things that can be done. And so again, I don't know all the solutions. I don't know all the answers. But one thing I do know is that we are as good as white people, and whatever they can do, we can do better. And if you don't believe that, then just go away, because I don't know what to do with you, because clearly you just need to just stay a slave and stay broke and stay struggling and stay fighting and stay in all this, in the middle of all this chaos, because you clearly don't believe black people can actually run and control anything. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. That's it. That's the only thing I wanted to share. I got to get back to it. Hit the thumbs up button, share and subscribe button. And also, as a reminder, don't forget, I'll be in Atlanta the weekend of August 23rd. If you want to know more, go to drboyceatlanta.com. That's drboyceatlanta.com. And if you enjoy being black 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, don't forget the All Black National Convention happens in September. You can learn more at allblacknationalconvention.com. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Peace.